Tiston Tuesday, awesome weather again. Thank the good Lord for that. Really got after it today, man. Continue to see a lot of young guys grow. High probability you're going to start seeing some of those guys. We've got 4 games left. We got a few games with some of those kids. So, this week, next week, the next, I think you're going to see some of those guys get some minutes. That could start happening this week. We might wait one more week depending on the situation at each individual position. But big week for us. We're playing a really good football team. So, they're 3-5. They got to be the best 3-5 football team in America when you look at their schedule and who they've played. And also they've won 3 of their last 4, and they've beaten some really good teams. When you talk about beating Georgia Southern, beating Old Dominion, beating Army, all right, and then going to App and leading all the way through halftime. They're a really physical football team with an athletic quarterback that plays extremely hard. And, this is going to be a big, big challenge for us to keep this thing going. We got to keep improving and keep getting better. And with that, I'll open it up.
All right, Coach, 7-3 in your last 10 games, 5 out of your last 6. Your plan is in place and working.
Well, yeah, Bob, we're getting better. That's the big thing we're trying to look for is constant improvement, constant effort and intensity with recruiting and continuing to make this roster so much better. And then, just getting better as the year goes on. You should get better as the year goes on because you practice, right? If you're not getting better through practice, then why are you practicing? And then also we're so young that we should be consistently getting better, and you're seeing that. And, like I said, man, we're not a finished product. We're not doing things well in so many ways, but we are finding ways to win, and I'm really proud of our kids.
Well, do you feel like time ins add something to the offense that wasn't there previously?
Maybe, but I feel like not having Caston loses something that we had too. So, you give and you take with anything. Ty's a dynamic player. He's going to be a great player. Caston's a great player. We're going to be really good and have a whole lot of really good wideouts as long as we're here. We're at Southern Miss. Desmond Lindsay recruits that position primarily. And so we're going to always be really good at wideout for a long time. We got some kids committed that can really play. We'll only continue to add to that. But Ty's going to be a great one. We knew that when we recruited him. We thought he might have been the best player in Alabama last year. And he's going to be a really good one.
Obviously they play the same position, him and Caston. Is there a scenario in your mind where, there's some flexibility there? You get both of them on the field?
Definitely. Yeah, we got to always find our ways in. But, the other thing is Jason Brownlee's a really good player. And Latrell Jones, Frog, is a great player that the ball just hadn't found him. We'd really hope to really get him the ball more as the season goes on. Then, you get Brandon Hayes back from him. Nobody talks about that, but we also lost Brandon Hayes to the year for injury, who was one of the most dynamic players on our team through all of fall camp. And you get him back, we're going to be pretty loaded at wide out for a long time to come.
Go ahead, Andrew. Any update on Caston?
Yeah, so he's nursing an injury. He's trying to get back. It's a soft tissue injury. Those are you have to manage those with racehorses. Guys that run and cut and jump and those things. And when it's tweaked right there, it's just hard when they're not full speed. He's just not quite there yet. We hope he'll be there by Saturday.
Talk about the pressure that Zach Wilkie has felt since being named a starter on national TV to get that win. Felt like he looked a little more comfortable. You think he took a step forward last week?
Oh, I thought huge. Yeah, I thought the last 2 weeks, with the way he played in the first half versus Texas State, and then the way he ended the game. He had the lull in the middle, and then this game he had the pick on the first play of the game, which was really bad, and then to bounce back and play the way he played the rest of the game was phenomenal. I mean, man, he made some big plays. He made some plays that were quarterback decision-making plays, like the 3 completions to Brownlee were all quarterback decisions. And then he gets it to a player, and that guy makes plays. The touchdown to Brownlee in the red zone was just a phenomenal throw. He was getting hit as he threw it. He had some plays he'd like to have back, but he's really growing and understanding. I think he's really learning how to work. I think he would tell you that the responsibility and the obligations of being the quarterback at a place that loves football so much as Southern Miss, he's starting to learn how to work to be able to prepare for that.
Talk a little bit about the process. You got some nice balance last weekend with last Thursday with the super back and Zach. Talk about how you mix that in and the benefit on both sides of that, taking some pressure off Zach and things of that nature.
Yeah, so that's the big benefit, is taking some pressure off him, letting him come off to the sideline and take a breather. Thought it was big for us on third down because, you think if you're a D coordinator and we're out there in that and it's 3rd and 9, do you play pass defense? Do you play run defense? We caught them in pass defense on 3rd and 10 and ran for a first down in a situation where we're probably taking 2 to get it, so I think it really alleviates a lot of stress off of him. Also, it gives us an advantage in the run game, again, to keep our defense fresh, keep them off the field. And then, if they don't want to, if they want to load the box, we feel like Frank and Rambo and them guys can throw it over the top, and it creates one-on-one matchups for our receivers, which is something we haven't done much this year, is take advantage of that. We went into this game knowing if they're going to go one-on-one and all our wideouts are going to throw it. Because there's nothing better than a one-on-one matchup. You can't get any better than that in football. So it's something we'll continue to utilize and when we need to as we continue to develop this program.
Could you talk specifically just about Malik Shorts? It just seemed like on Saturday he was literally involved with every play. It's like almost seems like you don't even want to take him off the field in some points.
Yeah. So he's doing a really good job. He starts on our punt team. He's a real team guy. He's a winner. He's won his whole life. Coming from Jeff Davis County and Bassfield, playing for the great Lance Mancuso. And so he gets here. And then, this program's kind of winning at first, and then we take the dip. That's really hard on a young man that's won his whole life. And he just battled, and he kept believing in this program. And now we are winning again, and you can just see how much joy that brings him as a guy from the Pine Belt area to get Southern Miss back going. And I'm just proud of how he's become as a human being, and I think that's transitioned over to his play as well.
Could you talk about the benefit of that Thursday night game on ESPN with the crowd? You're the big show. The recruits who can't get in your stadium, what a great selling point that is for you guys.
Yeah, I think it is big. I think it's big anytime you can tell kids, hey, we're on ESPN, we're going to be on ESPN, we talk to our kids all the time about how much football matters here. We recruit against other Group of 5 schools. It's hard for any other Group of 5 school to match what we have here. From the Eagle Walk to the attendance to the, we're top whatever in attendance, and we hadn't even been winning over the last few years. And then when you look at history and tradition, so that's what we're selling, along with location and a staff that's used to winning and has won everywhere they've been. And so it was big. I was proud we put our best foot forward. It was a huge day for our university, getting Dr. Joe Paul inducted and then winning that game, obviously, over an unbelievable opponent. Well, it was a big day for us.
With having that game on a Thursday, does that kind of give you like a mini bye week? And also, how'd you handle the Saturday off?
Yeah, so I watched football and hung out with my wife and kids, and we gave the kids off. And yes, we took a few days off because it'll be our last days off for the rest of this year. We've got 4 more games, and then we got a bowl game, and then whatever else the good Lord may bring to us. So, it's our last off time for a long time, and so we wanted to give the kids off, give some time away from each other. We got back in here Monday and gained an extra day on Georgia State.
Speaking of Georgia State, obviously, like you just said, 3-5 record, but that's not really like they're probably one of the best Group of 5 teams, very veteran team. How does just their experience on the offense especially go into game plan?
Yeah, I think they're really good.
Yeah.
I do, man. I think they're one of the best teams we've played. Like I said, they've won 3 out of their last 4 versus 3 opponents that are probably going to all go to a bowl game. They lost on the road at App State where they were winning at halftime. They've lost to North Carolina and South Carolina. They played 2 Power 5 teams. So they're just playing really well right now. They've got an experienced quarterback that's a dual threat guy. They're playing at a high level on defense recently. And, I just think they're really, really good. They play really hard and physical. And so it's going to be a great, great challenge. Good. Really appreciate y'all guys.